2 years I was at the print journalism side, and then I was at MyPaper, which is a small broadsheet, and then for a year now I have been at the Straits Times Digital, where I write news online.
Okay, so what do you consider citizen journalism to be?
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, on the job, we always refer to citizen journalism as STORM. For us, that's what it has been so far, because that's like even when I write stories and I refer to STORM, news that has gone on to STORM, I'll refer to STORM as the citizen journalism website. But beyond that, I think it's also people writing their own take on news. So all these bloggers who basically give a different side of the news or analysis or put in their personal experiences, and of course there are also other sites like the Online Citizen and some other sites where people submit things that they think is news to them. So I think that's basically what citizen journalism is. Well, I understand, and I know that many people actually turn to these alternative sites that are not mainstream media to get what they think is going to be a less biased or less government pro kind of news. So I do know that these sites get a lot of hits, and it's actually where most of the disgruntled citizens turn to for their news, because they think that what mainstream media presents is skewed. So what I think about it, I honestly do read these sites as well. Sometimes these sites actually have news that we want as well. So in these cases, we have also, tried to get to the root of the news, like get to the person who gave the news and try to make it a story ourselves. And then there are times that these become news in the mainstream papers as well. But for other things, like a lot of the times the things that they write are not checked factually. And this is like the number one rule in what mainstream media does. We have to check our facts. Even if there's something that's so exciting and so interesting and everybody's going to want to know it, we have to make sure that we have checked it. And like, even if you're dying to let someone know, you can't, because this has not been confirmed. And I think that's where the divide is, because for someone who's just writing out of their own interest and not accountable to a boss or like the reputation of a paper, a mainstream paper, they don't have to do this. So that they may have the same info that we have, but because they don't have to check it with, like, maybe it's about the government, but they don't have to check with the government. They can just go ahead and say it, but we have to make sure that it's entirely correct. So in this case, what I think about it is that I am not comfortable, because of my training, I'm not comfortable with these things that come out without being checked. And sometimes they are not correct. And it's very irresponsible, because many people are reading you, and what are you trying to do with the news? Are you trying to create chaos? Are you trying to create an alternative point of view, which is not even right? You kind of like hurt these people who are already upset with the government or upset with something happening. You fuel their emotions, which is, I feel that it's not right. What else I think about it? Well, I think it's good for these sites to exist so that some people can air their views in a proper way. In a way that they feel is that, since when you let things out or you analyze things and you kind of make sense of it, or you feel better about it, or and it provides an alternative view to people who want to have it as well. So it kind of decreases the pent-up emotions some people might have, which could be more dangerous, I feel, if they're not able to let it out. Services-wise, I think, or products and services-wise, I think STORM was our way of doing it. And I think, citizen journalism also is when people put things out to us or put things out anywhere thinking that it's news. Like, hey, look, this happened, and this is news to them. So in that sense, other than Storm and Storm, which is the only citizen journalism site we have, people generally write into us as well separately. Like if they see that, like I used to cover crime. So if you cover crime and you are recognized as the reporter who covers this beat, sometimes people write into you to say like, hey, this is happening, and many people actually do that. I mean, honestly, we get less of that than the newspaper, which has a hotline for people to do this. So the newspaper gets many calls from people, like spot news, like accidents, people falling or whatever that's happening, emergencies and things that happen suddenly. The newspaper gets a lot of it because they have established themselves as a paper that will cover this kind of thing. So people call the newspaper a lot for that. And we also get calls, actually, we have a hotline for it as well. But other than that, if it's something like that's ongoing, like, like crime, and that maybe there are, fights going on like every day at this particular place, then at this point, someone might write into us and just by email. So that, I think, is also citizen journalism because they are telling me there's news happening here. Yeah. So products and services wise, we have Storm where they really, really get thousands of things coming in every day, and honestly, not everything is news. And I think that is also an issue with citizen journalism because sometimes people don't know what exactly news is. To them, everything is news, but to us, it's like, okay, so sometimes a lot of things you tell us is like, okay, so what do you expect out of this? And as small as Singapore is, and how scarce news is, not everything becomes news, but they do expect things to become news. So sometimes the things on the online sites, the other sites, actually is not news. It's just anecdotes of people experiencing things, and we hear all of these as well. We have friends, we know these things are happening, or we know there's this side of this news that can be analyzed, and we know all of these, but it's just that how newsworthy is it? You could be actually representing a point of view from this group, but it's not always news. Yeah, and sometimes the analysis for us comes in our opinion pieces as well. So yeah, but of course we have to be objective in our writing, and even in the columns, it cannot be it cannot be like this angry Singaporean writing their views. There has to be an amount of supporting what you're saying, and not just like, blah blah, and it's just purely out of you. I think it depends on what you think of as embrace citizenship. I think that as far as I'm concerned, embracing it, kind of just knowing that it exists, and to actually read those sites and read what other people are saying to get a sense of what's on the ground, and to get a sense of where we are, in terms of what they see and the perception and everything. But but that's about it. I don't think there should be any more. There should be no collaboration in that sense, like that embracing doesn't mean that working together with them or responding to them, or that kind of thing. I think it's about being aware that these sites exist and these citizen journalists exist, and it's just been an avenue for us to see what other people are seeing, I think. Beyond that, I don't think it has meant anything, because in a newspaper, in a day-to-day running kind of thing, you have a lot more other important things to look at and to consider, to analyze, to decide. So honestly, most of what the other citizen journalists are saying and what's on those sites is very peripheral. It's not something you look out for every day or anything. So it's quite inconsequential. Well, I think that for the first thing, they should thoroughly understand that their facts may not be checked, and that their analysis may be coming from very shallow observations or misunderstood facts, and a lot of it is emotion driven, like they feel the anger, or they feel the unfairness of something, and then they they start writing about it. So a lot of it is emotion driven, as opposed to, I mean, I'm not saying mainstream media is always right. There are times, I mean, of course, one of our purposes is nation building. I mean, and that's not a secret. We have to make sure that we are not creating not going to create chaos, or not. Basically, we can't write something and then create like a racial riot or something. We have that responsibility. Which the other sides don't have.